So last time on Dungeons and Dragons, let's see. So what did happen? Last time on Khorzaire, Curse of Life, Twig and Bufaga, the chief bookbinder of Lampshade, oh my goodness, slay me, Lampshade. Not how I said it. Had a conversation while Chuman waited in the shadows. Bufaga explained that he had a creature that seems to eat whatever you give it, including wonders, and demonstrated as such. Twig politely declined, which caused Bufaga to seemingly have a breakdown, and a fight ensued, backed up by Pastiche and Makayla. Zoaz had a heart-to-heart with Fancy Mel and rushed back to join the fray.
On a bike?
Huh?
Sorry.
Oh
on
yeah,
a bike?
you got a bike. Yeah. And borrowed a bike. And rushed back to join the fray while Xalia looked for a research note purloined by rabbits from the library. Succeeded and then exited. Twig was transformed into a bullfrog while the Odiak ravenously assaulted the party. So we come to our group rushing up the stairs with Bufaga in hot pursuit, having frog leaped toward the stairs. What would you like to do? Pastiche currently have Twig in your custody. Twig is a frog.
Naturally.
Yeah, Zoaz in the front. Chuman a little wobbly next, and then Makayla and Tel.
I think Chuman is actually holding me.
Yes,
that was the case.
Like Princess carrying me out of there.
That's right. Alright. What would you like to do?
I think Zoaz would just keep running.
Okay.
His goal is to just get out of the house.
All
so
right.
he's running straight towards the door.
So as you all run towards the door, you enter into the main room, and let's see here. The main room is nice and lit. There's the chandelier on top. It's got like the the candles, the torches and the braziers on the side. You see the door is closed, or at least like the bottom half of it is closed. The top part has been destroyed, so like there's like splinters of wood going everywhere. And then as you barrel into this room, Zoaz and Co, the horror and the gravity of the situation shows, as there is 2 rows of Snow White rabbits, and they are all just standing there looking at you menacingly.
May I observe the situation even though Xalia left like 10 minutes, like a minute ago?
Absolutely, here you go.
Oh, the new icon.
I love Xalia. Icon powers.
So as you're trucking through this room, you like skid to a stop and hesitate for a moment, faced with this obstacle.
Actually, I believe I should have put it on myself, but I believe that Zoaz is still concentrating on Aura of Vitality right now.
Yes.
Where is concentrating? There it is.
I believe at this point, Chuman puts Makayla down. You can see him visibly tired and out of breath.
Well, I think Zoaz will use his bonus action to use Aura of Vitality, which is what, 2d6? 2d4? 2d6. On Makayla.
That's health
You
or
recover that much?
I forget.
That is health.
Oh, right, or a vitality. It's not the other one.
Yeah, you have that active currently.
Yes. The Twilight Sanctuary is at the end of a turn. At the end of someone's turn, I can give them the bonus. So that was his bonus action. Zoaz is nervously flitting, like he's whipping his head back and forth, trying to see how close Bufaga is to the group, and trying not to get assaulted by rabbits who are menacingly staring at him.
Okay.
Are you ready to become the 42nd, 43rd, and 45th rabbit?
No.
Assimilate to rabbit.
Actually, how
Go ahead.
close can we hear Bufuga coming up the stairs? Or like,
well,
can we see him at all or not?
Zoaz and Chuman, go ahead and roll a perception check. Okay.
Darn.
Zoaz, you're distracted by rabbits. Chuman, however, as you set Makayla down, you set a keen ear out to listen. Oh, wait. One moment.
Is it a disadvantage for this?
Roll one more time.
Okay. Can't stop me.
We got even better. Oh, also roll a 1d4, please.
Okay.
You have Hunter's Intuition.
Oh yeah, it's not applied.
Okay, an 18, yeah. In your features, there's a thing that'll label Hunter's Perception, Hunter's other thing. Use that to roll Perception, if you want to have it auto-roll the 1d4. But other than that, just remember. Because the module that we had earlier, we're in a different version of the program, so it doesn't work.
Okay.
Let's see, so Chuman, as you set Makayla down, you set a keen ear, and you do not hear the large form of Bufuga crashing against the stairs. Let's see, instead... 19... Okay. Instead, you hear, like, Bufuga's sounds of confusion, and something like a sharp, like, no!
Okay.
Are the rabbits like blocking the way?
They are certainly in between you and the exit. The rabbits, are they gonna block something? Yes, they're blocking the way. They have put up a veritable barricade.
Fair enough.
I mean, they're not bears, they're rabbits.
We can fix that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God damn it. I was muted for the pun. A harricade, if you will.
Oh my god.
It's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Chuman speaks up in the middle of Zoaz, or the rest of the party looking at the bunnies. It's weird, Bufuga is not chasing after us. Or at least I don't hear it.
I'm gonna... Sorry, let's try this. Cast Speak of Annals again.
Okay.
So this time it uses a spell slot. I can do that, right? I can use like a regular spell slot for these, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then Makayla's gonna like point her staff forward and like yell at the bunnies. As they're like, sorry, what?
What a sentence.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. Sorry about that. Continue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it? I might actually get to do this. Is it an action to make bird sounds with my staff, or is it like a
What is that action? Yeah.
Ah, darn. Oh well. Yeah, she's just gonna like yell in the most as trying to be as intimidating as possible. Just like, you will let us pass at these rabbits.
Okay. Roll intimidation, please.
Oh no, okay.
Okay.
Did this
Alright.
before.
I will keep that in mind. You do this. There seems to be like no immediate response. Like they twitch due to the the enormity of your voice and the sudden volume of it, and of course shaking your staff at them. They twitch a bit, but they don't move.
Fair enough.
But I'll keep that in mind. You do this thing, Makayla.
Okay.
Pastiche is gonna slip around the group and attempt to pitch Twig through the doorway.
Fastball special.
Make a. Alright, how hard are you throwing, Twig?
Like hard enough to clear the doorway.
Okay.
It's not gonna. He's not gonna barely pass it, but
Okay.
you know, I'm not trying to hurt him.
So this is alright. So we're gonna just kind of like just wing him through. Alright, I get you.
Yeah.
Twig looks up at Pastiche and croaks unknowingly.
Sure. Roll 1d20 plus your dexterity plus your. I don't think you're proficient in throwing toads, so so plus
That's
your dexterity.
probably. I'm proficient in darts.
He's got aim.
I'm not a dart.
Darts
We can fix that.
Like bullfrogs are somewhat,
They're pretty big.
different
Okay.
than darts. They're like
Dart
the
frogs
wing's
are a
different.
And I'm not a dart frog.
Yeah, Twig is not a dart frog. Twig is a bullfrog. Sure.
Understandable.
Yeah, you huck the bullfrog Twig through the open, the top open section of the door.
So cool.
Success.
All right.
Let's go.
Twig,
What
you,
a
Makayla just snaps her head, just like, what did you just do?
Alright, you guys watch as Pastiche slips around and then throws a toad across the room over the rabbits. Twig, you're barreling end over end over the rabbits, and they all just kind of like watch you. And you manage to tuck your extremities in and not get caught on the door or anything. And Pastiche's aim is true. You go through the door, and you are now splat in the opposite side of the room. You are now in you're now in some sort of darkened room. You look around with your frog eyes. You see a coat rack. You see like some large wooden structures. There's two more large wooden structures. Like there's some kind of like blue fuzzy stuff on the ground. You look around, you see you look around, and that's about all you see because frogs don't have dark vision. Yes, they do. Just kidding. Frogs do have dark vision, so you can also see a rabbit.
Whoa.
There is a rabbit on the right side. You are slightly larger than it, but it is there.
The real fastball special would be throwing Twig, and then mid-throw Twig turns back into a Kenku.
That would be pretty cool.
Do the rabbits like react to this thrown frog at all?
They appear to watch for a moment, as much as rabbits do. Like some of them duck a bit, like they look ready to bolt because it's strange and sudden, and something's going over them.
A toad just got whipped past them, and they of course they would take a look.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, while they're distracted by the frog, Makayla would just run, try and go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about the door?
I mean, it's
The door
open,
is
right?
yeah. The door is half of a door. Makayla can just get through it, right?
You're just gonna like vault over it, or are you gonna open it?
I feel like Makayla would just try and vault it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, this happens.
Cool.
Good job.
Yeah, you just see Makayla just like looks at Pastiche, he throws it, and then just shrugs and just runs to the rabbits to try and follow. Take the opportunity.
Wait, scoop up Twig. Nice pass. Nice pass. Zoaz is going to bewildered, like, he like shakes his head in disbelief that these rabbits don't do anything, and then is going to follow suit.
As you begin to take a step, the rabbits kind of like move towards you, Zoaz. You get the strange feeling that that they are forming a concave formation around you.
Zoaz is going to use thaumaturgy to make, in the midst of the rabbits, or like above and behind them, the sound of like the cry of a hawk as it's like coming down on them.
Okay.
So like scream.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that.
Twig flinches.
Yeah, Twig as a frog.
All right. When you do this, well, let's see here. Do you create a sound? Okay, yeah. So this hawk cry echoes throughout this main room, and then all the rabbits, as they were beginning to surround you and encroach upon your space, Zoaz, menacingly, the rabbits bolt, like they all just go in random directions, just.
Zoaz bellows, "Now!" and begins running through.
Chuman is going to follow suit, but he looks like he's about to keel over.
Pastiche is going to whip out their brush and wave it side to side while heading towards the door.
You successfully fend off any loitering rabbits. There is only one rabbit left, and it is eyeballing Makayla as it hops up.
Oh, Makayla probably wouldn't even notice. Probably went, bent down to pick up Twig as she was running, and then just tried to keep running.
Okay.
Actually, wait, do I have... I was here?
We're not really in initiative.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's going to make an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
As you bend down to pick Twig up, and then you spin on your ankle to head out. You feel the brush of a spectral horn that slams against your ankles and your shins. And the sharp horn of a bunny rabbit deals 5 piercing damage to you.
Dang.
Jeez.
Okay.
It makes awful shrieking bunny noises, like.
Uh-huh. Nails on a chalkboard.
Yep. Let's see here. Chuman, you're keeping out an eye. You hear something along the lines of a frog lizard man saying, "No, put me down! Your food is upstairs!"
Hmm.
Alright. What would you guys like to do?
Chuman, well, let's see.
As Makayla's
I'm
running
listening
for the
to that. Is the bunny still there?
The rabbit is still there. The rabbit that poked Makayla with its horn? Yeah, it's still there.
I kick it.
Wow!
Good.
Alright. Yeah, roll me a 1d20 plus 5. You are proficient with your fists, which is also proficient with your feet.
Get kicked, idiot.
Yeah, it hits. Let's see. You deal. So unarmed strikes for non-monks is 1 plus your strength modifier, which is 3 damage. That is exactly this rabbit's hit points. Spin me a tale of how you defeat this rabbit.
Let's see. I guess while I was distracted poking Makayla, Chuman just takes the opportunity to give it a nice soccer kick, towards the corner. Of course, it doesn't dodge because it's distracted, so it just clean hit right smack into the wall.
Alright. Yeah, what happens is, it just gets soccer kicked. It slams into the corner and just makes unhappy rabbit noises like, "Rah!" And let's see, this one is going to splat and then poofs into red and pink dust. It's not there anymore.
Funny.
Then with that being said, Chuman just looks to Zoaz and Pastiche. We should leave.
Zoaz nods and keeps moving.
I can't see a thing. Lead the way.
Oh, that's right. Zoaz will take a step back, grab Pastiche by the arm, and then pull him along.
Oh yeah, that's right. Technically, we wouldn't even be able to see me right then.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
It's
Yeah,
great because that's why it was a normal roll. The rabbit
So
can't see
cool.
You just nobody sees anything. Like you just see the rabbit just. Because
Yeah, the rabbit just goes flying for no reason.
All right. So what do you guys do?
I shove open the door.
Oh, she wants
Or
left.
pull open the
Okay.
door.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
Oh,
You
sick.
shove
Or
open
at least
the door.
attempt to.
Yeah, you shove on the door easy enough, and as you open it, you are temporarily blinded by the lovely bright light of the outside. The Khorzaire sun hanging in there, just illuminating the entire party, and the this little kind of anteroom.
Emma,
this-
please
this
stop
intro-
shoving your tail everywhere.
Tail must go.
She's bumping me out of doing everything.
Illuminating this room and illuminating you all as you can see the streets of Lampshade. Everybody barrels out, and let's see here.
Off the grid.
Yeah, let's put you 1, 2, 3. Here's
What?
Oh, fuck. Everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, let's move you here. As you all exit the abode of Bufulga, the chief bookbinder. Let's see here. Okay. Let me put Twig on the map.
Hey, baby, you're warm. Yes, that's your nose.
You go.
Look out.
All right. Makayla with Twig as a frog in tow, and all of you barreling out into the streets of Lampshade. The music changes. And you guys run for a moment, putting some distance between yourself and that home. You're back on the sands. You're maybe about 100 or so feet away from the perfectly normal bookbinder's house. There's the sun above, illuminating everything. Judging by its position, it's about afternoon, and you all just catch your breath on the sandstone. You find yourself near the fountain that started this whole adventure in this city.
I'm Xalia just over here on the other side of it, just sitting
Yeah.
down and reading. You can tell she's annoyed because her hair's flicking around and annoyedly. She's like a cat,
You can
except
see,
it's her entire hair.
indeed, you can see Xalia on the other side of the fountain. Xalia is currently enjoying a good book. What would the rest of you like to do? Oh, and Zoaz, if you want to use the remainder of your aura vitality to divvy out some healing, because you had it out.
Oh.
We'll say That was 4 rounds, 5 and 6. 3 rounds of healing.
66. Not a great collection, but I suppose it will mostly go to Makayla, who does not look so great right now.
Okay. As you're
And by
running.
mostly, how much is mostly?
As much as it takes to top you off, or as if it can't top you off, then all of it.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't actually
Okay.
cut me off, but it gets me close, so.
As you're running, these pulses of warmth and care give off of Zoaz and breach through you, Makayla, and you're feeling pretty better.
I guess once we've like gained enough distance and like stop and try and catch our breath, Makayla will turn to we'll kind of hold up Frog Twig, and look at Chuman, and just sort of ask, what happened to that cellar?
Zoaz looks to Makayla, raises a scaly eyebrow, and says, I was going to ask you that! I left at a clearly inopportune time, and when I returned, the situation seemed fairly dire.
Twig looks at Makayla.
You would understand what I said, by the way. I still have Speak with Animals active.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And I'd be able to understand if you said anything.
Oh, right.
Twig, as a frog, you have intelligence of 1, wisdom of 8, and charisma of 3. You retain your personality, but I'm just informing you of your mental stats.
I don't think Twig knows what Speak with Animals is.
Fair enough.
He would just be saying, like, Twig is just happy to see that Makayla's okay.
Chuman is looks worse than usual, even though he's quote unquote kind of catched up on his breath.
Yeah. Chuman looks like he's definitely. Sorry to take this from you, but Chuman does. Like he looks like he might have had the worst of the encounter. There's lots of blood on him, puncture wounds. There's like a bit of a hunch, maybe like a sag in his face.
Thankfully, the hole in his side is mostly patched up.
Continue, Chuman, sorry.
He just kind of slouches along the wall, and then kind of like speaks up in a raspy voice. He tried to coerce Twig into making the deal. It kind of spiraled out of control once his Twig refused.
Deal for what? Exactly. The same assassination request?
Chuman just nods.
Zoaz, just bewildered, like taken aback, shakes his head like, assassination?
Oh, right.
Yes. He wanted. Lee. Hold on. What's it? Got to. He was requesting us to have the Queen of Tenuto. Out of character, that was right, Tenuto.
No.
Or
Luxnox.
Oh, Luxnox?
Yeah.
I believe.
That was capital as well.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah, it was sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Yeah. The Queen of Luxnox.
Merchant. Hold on. I don't know. Duh. Whatever.
Merchant Queen, but yeah.
No, yeah. Sorry, I misread it also.
Mm.
Olga is who it was.
Mhm.
Where it was.
Chuman then speaks up. Fortunately for you, Makayla, you didn't get to see the worst of it in there. Well, of course, during your... Well, I guess with him trying to make the forced agreement with you.
And Zoaz just, like, comprehending. In fact, let's see. Does Zoaz even believe that?
It's up to you.
Yeah,
Or it's up to Zoaz right there.
I think Zoaz would believe that. I mean, his group has no reason to lie to him. That if what you're saying is true, and I believe you, well, that aside, what was that creature?
Like, it wasn't there when I was down there.
Well,
I've never
it
seen such a
was.
beast.
It was. It was just hidden from your eyes initially. The monster was behind the wall.
Pastiche interrupts. Chuman, you don't seem well. Should we not find you care before we continue this conversation?
Human just silently nods. He's just trying to stay in it.
I'm sorry, I am a bit frazzled.
We can't. I don't think we could stand around here for too long. Makayla kind of seems a little haunted as she says the next part. It's like, Bovika seems to have some sort of way over people. And if he's the city lord, well,
Human
there's no...
he sounded as if he had his hands full with the monster down there. I don't think he'll be chasing us anytime soon for now.
I think,
Zoaz. Oop, go ahead.
I think right on cue. Where is Twig as a frog?
I think
I
I'm
think
being.
Makayla-
It's still in. I'm still holding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just holding him up.
All right. Suddenly, as soon as Chuman says that, finishes his sentence, Twig, as a frog being held by Makayla, suddenly just and out spills out of Makayla's hand is Twig as a Kenku.
And just like
You just land on your rear in the sand.
yeah, just kind of like falls out of my hand. How long has it been since?
A few minutes.
Because it couldn't have been. Yeah, it couldn't have been an hour.
Zoaz would know what this means, but I do. It's not a good sign.
I feel like we can't. I mean, druids get polymorph, right? It's like a.
Zoaz just blank expression on his face, watches this toad turn into Twig.
Pastiche is going to lean over and brush off Twig's shoulder. Ah, Twig, it's good to have you back.
Twig's just like feeling his armor and like backpack, and he gets up off the ground. But it's good to be back. And he's gonna give Makayla a hug.
Oh.
I'm glad you're all right, Makayla.
Thank you. After like initial surprise, she'd return it. Return the hug, and then, well, I'm glad you're no longer a frog, and you made it out, but...
It wasn't so bad.
Though...
Zoaz
My memory
starts
serves
for a
me.
moment.
Oh, go ahead.
Zoaz starts for a moment. Wait, where's Xalia?
Xalia,
And then-
you hear your name.
She's got a minor illusion, like a hand right in front of Zoaz's face that waves. There are eyeballs in the joints.
Zoaz gives a like an and then like starts searching around, and I assume spots Xalia with ease
Yeah, easy.
and sighs. Well, I suppose that's some good news. Everyone's accounted for, but you said, Chuman, before we head off to get you treated, you said Bufuga seemed to be having some trouble with that creature?
At this point, Chuman's kind of unresponsive.
Okay.
We can walk and talk, I suppose.
Yes. As kind of offers a shoulder, like, helps prop Chuman up. Come on, friend, we will go get you a Chirurgeon.
Caleb looks to Twig. If my memory serves me, that spell should have lasted significantly longer. Unless they ended it early, or I suppose like something could have happened with Bufuga himself. I suppose he was... What Chuman said was right then. Still.
So, go ahead.
Oh, what did he say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Still, I think... If he was able to get control of that beast once, surely he could do it again. And as I said, he has a way to influence people. And I think it would be prudent to believe, or at least suspect, that there are those among potentially Dunestriders in the city that are under his influence. We must be careful.
Zoaz, at this point, you said you were offering a hand?
Zoaz is like supporting you, like he grabbed your arm and like wrapped it around his shoulder and is like holding you up basically. Like he's supporting you.
You feel basically you can feel some weight being taken off, but like if for the most part it's almost all of Chuman's weight.
I see. We do not have time to worry about that. I believe Chuman needs assistance now, and unfortunately I am not currently equipped to help him.
Not.
And would Zoaz have a good enough idea of where medical assistance would be located?
Yeah, there's just the natural infirmary that infirmary, hospital, medical ward, and whatever that any place would have. There's always the Temple of Selene. You could take one of those two places.
I think, based on what Makayla just said, Zoaz would go to the Temple of Selene.
Okie dokie.
Fair enough.
And Zoaz begins leading the group,
Okay.
holding Chuman. It's not slow going, but Zoaz is definitely taking it slower than normal.
If there's any sort of like on the way, what do you call them? Armories? Like weapon shops? Makayla would try. She'd like quickly like break off from the group and try and grab by a shield.
Okay.
She like
if that happens, Zoaz would inform Makayla of where he's taking the group.
well, yeah, no, it'd be like on the way and
Uh-huh.
like do you know.
Well,
and then,
yeah,
like,
what I mean is, like, if he sees you
Yeah.
breaking off from the group on the way, he would let you know.
yeah. Makayla would just be like, I'll catch up with you. I'll just need to. There's something I need to grab.
Yeah. It's not directly on the path, but you can remember where there is one. So it'll take you just like 10 minutes pop in and out. You you open the door, there's a little chime. If you just want to pop in and grab a shield, it's 10 gold.
Okay. 1 platinum is 10 gold, right?
Correct.
Or is that 100? Okay.
Maybe someday we'll learn currencies. Today is not
Someday.
that day.
Math is hard.
It's true.
Okay, cool. I have paid it. Yeah, she just get like a kind of simple, like rounded shield, not
Just like a little buckler.
anything. Maybe like there's a type of shield that's like a little bigger and flatter than a buckler, but like it's not. I forget the name of it. But yeah, more or less, it's just maybe like a larger
Just a round
buckler.
shield.
Yeah, that's the general vibe.
And is Xalia following the group, or is she just reading next to the fountain still?
Xalia, what are you doing?
She's reading the things that she got back from the bunnies.
Alright. As the group initially moves off, you notice that Xalia is not making a move to depart from her current location.
Yeah, like, are you gonna grab her?
I think Zoaz is busy with Chuman, so he's not going to be doing it.
Alright, well, let's see if she's following or not.
Pastiche will turn and call to Xalia.
Okay, she'll get up and follow then.
Okay.
Okay.
She's gonna do the thing where she doesn't actually move her legs. She's just like, made it so her feet have like, little tentacles on them that just move her.
Gross. Not a fan.
That is a
Not-
really cool plugin. The equipment shop.
Hmm.
That's really cool. It automatically takes the gold out. You could like search for it. Sorry.
It's all good.
Let's see.
Upon arrival at the Temple of Selene, if that's what's going on,
Yeah.
Zoaz will find some members of the service and inform them that Chuman needs medical attention.
Sure. You see him still kind of like hosing down one room.
And we'll also, if they are not aware, we'll mention that he's a ward of a Moonlight Shepherd.
Yeah. When you get there, you notice that like they're still hosing down this one room. It seems like it just continuously like lights on fire again. It reignites every so often after they dump water on it. So they've assigned someone to keep watch on it. But you do manage to flag one of the extremely helpful tenants here, and yeah, Jiminy, you get some attention. You're being fussed over by many Temple of Selene homies.
Selene's homies,
Yeah.
the religious term.
Something bad Christian rock music.
Uh-huh.
I think Chuman's too tired to really do anything. He's just
Temple's-
kind of like, alright, just go with it.
The Temple of Selene, like what was originally founded by goblins. So,
Yeah.
So its staff is homies.
I'm down. This is deep lore that I am okay with.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, why do you think people worship the moon? They had light sensitivity.
Let's see. They will apply cold compresses to Chuman, to his forehead. He's got a fever. Chuman, you have a fever. That's no good. You're hot all over, sweating. They're dabbing away like the the blood that you're kind of covered in. They're just taking care of old Chuman. You get some rest, some good old-fashioned hospitalization, and some taken care of. They're just people dabbing you with like light kind of damp towels. You got some water next to you. They're making you sip it on a straw. Look around. There's some nice little moon art on the walls. Chuman is stowed away in an infirmary room. Leaving the 5 of you to your own devices.
And then Xalia's just gonna try to go back to reading, unless anyone grabs it for anything.
Let's see, Xalia... Let me double check something, actually. I didn't write it down, I should have. So let me just double check something. Research. Oh yeah, you rolled super ridiculous on your research roll.
Uh-huh.
So you do actually get this third piece of lore.
Okay.
And the third piece of lore is on magical items. This is the the pages you retrieved have more information that you didn't get to yet on magical items, and similar to it goes on to explain like another classification of magical items, and this one is on cursed objects. And it says, similar to magical items, during times of great stress or emotional height, possessions and belongings might infuse with a bit of their owner's spirit. Alternatively, magic can be woven into an object to give it a powerful warding nature to prevent misuse. Why some magicians tend to thwart would-be repossessors through this instead of normal abjuration wards is theorized to be the veiled nature of them and is regarded as mean-spirited, but it's viewed as an alternate means to an end. These woeful enchantments are detrimental to the next user, wielder, or wearer and can take any form. The victim's behavior may be changed out of the ordinary. Emotions could be heightened. Unnatural covetousness could be displayed. Or even pain and bodily harm could apply to the victim. These are somehow not detectable by most magical means of identification. And that's the general idea of what you read.
You will nod, write it down, and go back to return it to the library and like stitch them back into the book they came from.
Having seen Zoaz having seen Chuman being taken care of, is going to sigh a bit, and then say, well, as much as I would like to remain here, I believe it would be important to see what is going on with back at the site of the incident. If on the off chance that creature is set loose, I started to think about what it could do to the denizens of the city. And before he succumbed, I believe Chuman was saying something about Bufaka having trouble with it.
Am I back? Am I reconvening with them yet? Or am I still shopping?
That's, I mean, Zoaz would wait until, saying that to the group until you've arrived.
Oh, okay.
It was just...
Then Makayla would nod and say, either Bufaka took control back of that monster, and I believe we should figure out, come up with a plan of perhaps going back there and at least trying to do something about him. Or he didn't, and there's a monster at the loose that also needs to be stopped. I think either way, we need to go back there.
I assume by this point Xalia has walked out and is heading towards the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Zoaz would probably not notice. Xalia just kind of slipped off on her own. Zoaz would nod at what Makayla said.
Pastiche will pipe up. I have had enough of that place for one day. I'm going to go find something to eat. And leave.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps I cannot
Join me.
Twig will say, considering Bufaga's disposition towards me, and the fact that he's the leader of the town, I think it'd be best if I lay low for a while. I think I'll stay with Chuman and make sure he's okay.
Zoaz nods.
I don't. Something gives me the feeling that time might not be on our side with this one.
Then perhaps it will just have to be us two.
Perhaps, at least just to confirm whether or not there's some sort of raging, rampaging monster in that building. Though,
Zoaz nods again.
Twig, I don't believe Chuman alluded to you seeing something worse down in that cellar? What did you see? What did he show you?
That monster in the cellar, when he introduced it to me, he showed it eating what seemed to be some sort of wanderer or soul or something in between. It just completely consumed it. I've never seen anything like it.
The beast that attacked you two? Attacked us was feeding on wanderers?
Twig nods. He called
don't...
it.
Oh, go ahead.
He called it Odiug.
Odiug. Not something I have heard of.
I don't know what to make of that. He had...
Regardless, it seemed as if its hunger was not limited to the recently deceased. If it is running amok, it would certainly have to be something we take care of.
Twig nods and takes on Bufaga's voice and says, "If not fed, they rampage."
Makayla's eyebrows just raised, just like, sorry. Rampage. Okay, well, I think at the very least it'd be wise to at least scout out the building and see if we can find anything without potentially fighting anything.
Zoaz nods and says, "Indeed. I suppose the plan for now is for Twig to lay low, and Makayla and I will go and scope out the situation, as they say."
I suppose this is Chuman out, and I like this. I'm gonna assume Xalia just left before Makayla got back. And Xalia and Pastiche, I guess, done for the day. I suppose that's all we could do.
Before you go, Zoaz, take this. And Twig's gonna fish out a horn from his bag and offer it to Zoaz. If anything comes up, just think about me and blow on this horn, and I'll be on my way.
Oh, you mean like a musical instrument?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the way I envision it is it's like one of those horns that has been turned into an instrument, like a conch
Like a
shell or
bone.
something.
Yeah, like a shofar.
Yeah. Zoaz looks at it for a moment and says, if you say so. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. And is going to, if nothing else needs to be said, step out and begin walking back towards the perfectly normal bookbinder's house.
As you head out here, getting back out among the sandy streets of Lampshade. Pastiche, you're getting some food, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Alright, Pastiche, you're getting some food. You head to the market area where it's bustling. Everyone's kind of like hanging out here and getting the food. There are quite a few delicacies. There are quite a few options here. Plenty of stalls grabbing all sorts of meats, vegetables, nuts, legumes, all that kind of stuff. You notice that the restaurant, we'll call it, the restaurant that had the shrimp scampi from earlier, it is called Dragon's Paradise, and you notice that it is still open. There's quite a bit going on. You can smell many different dishes. Make a perception check. Are you looking for anything in particular? Sorry, I did that out of order.
I think Pastiche is in the mood for meat. Some
Okay.
fine meats.
Okay, some fine meats. Okay, give me a perception check. Or perception, survival, or investigation, whatever. Alright, it takes you quite a bit, Pastiche. But like stopping at each stall, seeing what they've got, reading the menu, stopping the next one, seeing what they got, reading the menu, having to queue for this line in order to get close enough to read the menu, then it doesn't have anything.
Oh no.
Find a couple pizza places. You find pasta. You find vegetables. Lots of nuts. Where they're doing like dates, pistachios, that kind of thing. See, Dragon's Paradise looks like it has just seafood, which is meat, but also
Not
not
what I'm
meat.
looking
Yeah, it's
for.
not what Pastiche is looking for. You do find eventually, probably after like 30 minutes of wandering around, this market. You don't find meats, but you do find someone doing caricatures. They happen to be doing. They happen to have like a burger on their plate, and this is where your sense of smell has led you.
Pastiche is going to get uncomfortably close to this person's burger. Flit their tongue a bit. Not enough to lick the burger, but, enough to raise an eyebrow if anyone's watching.
There is definitely someone watching, and it is the artist doing caricatures. An eyebrow is definitely raised. They look at you. Excuse me.
Ah,
Alright,
hello. Is this yours?
right, that's my burger. It's my lunch.
I'm quite famished myself. Where did you get it?
Oh, there's a little shop, little grill. They're doing an outside grill over there. Or maybe give you a little point. And you can see there's a large kind of smokestack going off of a typical outside grill where they're, and then now you can smell the pork, the beef, and the other stuff coming from it.
Yo, ye old Arby's.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right over there. Did would you like a caricature? You can get art
no.
of yourself or your friends in 10 minutes or less. They've got like an easel in front of them. And, like,
Pastiche is going to
huge, like oversized
blink
fat
around
pencil.
them and see if there's a piece they're currently working on.
Say it again, like the first part of it.
Pastiche kind of slinks around them to try and get a look at their canvas and see if there's a piece they're currently working on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you kind of maneuver around and see what's going on their canvas, and what you see is pretty decent line art. It is of a dragonborn. They've got like this kind of triangular smile, huge chin, huge face. It's overall kind of triangular. Like the horns are huge too, just comically going everywhere. You can see some red on their palette. Looks like they're about to paint a red dragonborn caricature.
Cool. Okay. Pastiche is going to raise a hand to their chin, rub it a bit. Well, I can't pass up the opportunity to support a fellow artist.
Oh, a fellow artist. Well, but what do you draw?
Oh, portraits, landscapes, all sorts of things.
Huh. Well, ain't that something? All right. Well, hope I do right by you. You got any of the samples?
Pastiche kind of ruffles through their bags a bit. I don't believe I have anything on me at the moment.
You do have at least one painting on you, somehow.
Oh, do I?
Unless you left it at the top of that, floating ruins.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure, we'll show them. Why not?
Okay. You pulled this painting out of Hammerspace. How big is it?
We'll call it like 18 by 12-ish.
Inches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hammer's face painting, let's go.
Alright, so you pull this large painting. Your pack is sizable as well. So
Yeah.
it houses this painting, this canvas easily. So you pull this out, and of course, it is this lovely painting of the Tenuto skyline, where it's got the huge horns with the sun in the center of them at sundown. It's beautiful. There's oranges licking the clouds. There's gradients of gray and brown and yellow, and just all of it mixing together. And you can see that this caricature person, this artist, is like they've got their mouth is hanging agape at a moment as they look at it, and just there's a certain gaze that an artist has where they don't just admire the art, they involuntarily scrutinize the art and look at the techniques used. And indeed, there is a certain impressiveness that you have given this artist here on the street in the middle of a market stall drawing caricatures. Make a.
Well, what do you think?
Alright. This is amazing. You did this?
Of course.
Make a persuasion check. Nah, this has to be, you know, this is Vera's stuff. No way.
Well, I am her apprentice.
Kind of look at you for a moment. You?
Me?
What's your? No, are you? No, you're Pastiche.
The one and only.
Ah. May I please draw your caricature? It'll be an honor.
Well, for a fan, of course.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan, huge fan, Mr. Pastiche. You and Vera, I respect you guys so much. Shoot, Vera might be the reason I started doing art. I mean, I don't draw nothing like her, but yeah. Where is old Vera anyway? Just making conversation while they're getting this caricature going.
Well, you see, that's actually what I'm out here trying to find out.
Oh, you didn't...
She disappeared a while back.
A while back. I heard she was... I'm not sure how long a while back, but I heard that she got like this really big commission. Maybe she's out traveling to get the sites for it. I don't... Seems odd to me, though. That doesn't sound like her work.
Pastiche kind of takes a more serious tone. Where did you hear this?
You can see them just kind of like making these broad caricature strokes, just getting getting your face going. It's hearsay, you know.
Go on.
I mean, everybody looks up to Vera. She's so good, and I mean, you are too, Pastiche. I've seen a couple of your. I've been able to eyeball a couple of your pieces here and there, but it's just talk among artists.
Among which artists?
You see them just kind of like lose concentration on their canvas and just peek around. They see this serious face, Snake Man, Lizardfolk, and they kind of like bring their lips in with just flat line, like. I mean, did I say something bad? I mean, that it's just what I heard. Rumors.
If you have a lead, I would like to know it.
Oh, that's. Make another persuasion check. You can see him kind of stumbling over the words now. I mean, you being her apprentice and all. I mean, I figured you would know more than me. I just heard heard she got a big job. Up some big merchant prince came and swept her up. I don't know. It's just what I heard. Maybe she's off at the top of a mountain somewhere and making a really nice mountain landscape. You know how she is. Well, of course you know how she is. I mean, I don't know how she is. You know how she is.
Do you have any clue which merchant prince this commission would be for? Pastiche kind of forces a smile.
They're gonna roll a history check. Natural 6. The they stop drawing for a moment. I think no, I ain't never hear anything about a name. Just that it happened, you know. It was a long time ago, Sir Pastiche, Esquire. I only remember because I respect you guys. I don't obsess over nothing.
Pastiche sighs and kind of regains their composure. I understand.
I do remember hearing that. I do remember hearing that. Like I heard the news. In Zozo. But I guess that don't mean nothing. It's just where it started, where the rumor started. It's been some time.
Well, I'll make sure to ask around if I'm in the area.
And after 5 to 7 minutes of awkward conversation and some distraction. I think because they're distracted, we're gonna roll performance. Natural 9. You have an okay caricature of yourself. Like where the head is, you're not quite sure where like the rest of your body is. It looks like they made your head and neck the same thing.
Cool.
Body's a lot of proportion.
Pastiche is going to look it over a bit. Look up at the artist. Look back down at it. I'm sorry, I don't believe I ever got your name.
Trillion?
Well, this is... Pastiche pauses, looks back down at the caricature. This is a very interesting interpretation.
You can see them like visibly shaking, like hands on their knees.
Oh no! How much will that be?
I usually charge like 10 copper for a caricature, but for you, Mr. Excellent Pastiche, just 5 free.
No, that won't do.
It was an honor.
You're an artist. You deserve compensation. And Pastiche will hand them 5 silver.
Wow, that's the most anybody's paid me for my art. Just kind of like hold it for a moment, then we put it in a bag. Just like very quickly, you can see like a brochure, like Vera fan club bag, or like brochure sticking out of the bag.
Oh, fan club. Did that brochure say fan club?
Nope, sure didn't. And then like they just go and close the flap of their bag with their foot, with their boot, their sand boot.
Ah well. Thank you for your time. I will cherish this portrait.
Me too. Even though I don't have no, it was an honor to draw for you, Sir the Pastiche. Your honor.
The honor is all mine. And
Your
Pastiche is
Honor.
going to.
Caricatures. Death.
Oh no. Pastiche is going to turn and walk towards the Arby's.
Ye old Arby's.
All right.
Yarbies, if you will.
Ye Arby's.
All right. With caricature in hand on this like large, easel canvas size piece of paper, like 3 feet by 1 foot sheet of paper in your hand of caricature Pastiche, you walk towards. It's funny because that's actually what it's named. You get closer and you see Yarbies.
Let's go.
And yeah, they've got quite a meat on quite the meats on display. There's like a couple hang-in, like where they're just kind of like being like cooked upward from a campfire, like we're just above the campfire. So like the bottom is all charred and like kind of burny and carbonized, but as it goes up, it looks like the juices are kind of like spilling down, and it's a unique way of cooking. And then of course they have the standard grill and everything like that. And you get in line. What will Pastiche order?
Probably whatever's most expensive.
Okay.
Dang.
They've got a number 2. The number 2 has an interesting label. It is called the Meat Mountain.
Okay.
It looks like there's a lot going on this Meat Mountain. It's quite a mountain of meat. Like they have an example. It's just a ceramic, just like dinner plate, and it's piled high to look like a mountain. There's something about an inspiration being taken from a recent earthquake where it just like created a mountain on Khorzaire, and then it's got chicken, it's got turkey, it's got ham, it's got beef, it's got like pretty much every meat. It's even got a raptor in there, and then it's kind of like intermixed with layers of cheese. It has a bit of spice on it because they kind of like rub the meat with jalapenos.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah, Pastiche is gonna get to the front of the line and stare longingly at the Meat Mountain.
All right, the Meat Mountain. It is a value. It is a meal deal, so you also get a drink and a side.
Yeah.
And it is a whopping 5 silver.
Okay. We've got silver to spare.
Okay. Pastiche.
Money bags over here.
You acquire a Meat Mountain. It smells pretty good.
It better.
Chow down, chow down.
So you.
I'm gonna say Pastiche is not the neatest eater right now.
Okay.
You know, if it matters.
All right. So the. What am I trying to say? You sit down. That's what I'm trying to say. You sit down at like a little like side table. So it's juicy. It's meaty. It's greasily satisfying. There's the slight like little tingle or like kick of the spice, and there's well-cooked, crispy bacon that provides like a little crunch as you chomp into the chicken and the beef. At the bottom, you find a potato roll.
Whoa.
Heyo.
And it's been like drenched, like it's just been soaking up all the juices of the meat on top of it. And it looks like it's been kind of like brazen sealed, and you just kind of like chop at it with your knife, and it smells like a very delicious amalgamation of meat, starch, and like a little kind of like spicy bread, like not spicy, not bread, but spicy bread smell.
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of like spongy, but still has its integrity. Like it didn't like soak and get soggy. It's truly a marvel of lunch.
Of lunch.
Yeah.
I could go for a meat mountain.
Well, Pastiche is going for a
We
meat
all.
mountain right now. All right. So as Pastiche digs into their meat mountain, Xalia has replaced the pages in the books.
Yep.
You are now also free of being accosted by rabbits.
Yeah. I'm not sure what she would want to do at this point, because at this point she kind of just wants to move on, but...
Okay. Where is Xalia? Let's start there.
At the library.
Okay. I mean, like, would you just stick around at the library, or like have you like walked outside? or-
She would honestly just start wandering around.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What happens to Xalia? Let's roll a d20.
You encounter some rabbits.
You encounter some rabbits. No, I'm kidding. A 12. What is a 12? I wrote that down. Oh my goodness. A 12, a 12. 12 to 16. Oh, okay. Alright, so what happens to Xalia? Xalia, as you exit the library, just look around and begin deciding on a direction to start wandering, to just pick a direction and go. What happens is a curiosity catches Xalia's eye. And
Okay.
what this curiosity is a single being or entity kind of leading a caravan of 5 beasts of burden, 5 raptors. They've got the reins in their like claw hand and just going psh, 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 everywhere. So they've got like the reins of the lead raptor in their claw hand, and like there's the other raptors that are kind of tied along from like saddle and everything, just that way they can drag them all in one train.
Okay.
They are red, slightly gray overall, like their chitinous shell. There's like bits of purple mixed in there, and you can see that they're holding 5 thin boxes on top of one kind of like rectangular dark wooden box. And as they get closer, you recognize that the entity is Korikon, the crustacean merchant. And he's leading the raptors.
Zayla's gonna walk over and just kind of head tilt at him.
Okay. Korikon. Where the F is Korikon? Come here, Korikon.
Still in limbo.
Korikon. There he
Oh
is.
no.
So Pastiche is over here enjoying me mountain. So Korikon says he actually manages to recognize you, having spent
Amazing.
several days, weeks with you. He just manages to recognize you. You're not quite sure how, but he does. He there's like a bit of confidence and like realization on him. He goes, "Shko, Xalia."
He waves. Her hand splits into two temporarily when she waves, but it comes back. She waves both ways at once.
Alright. Greetings to you. I just got cleared up. They let me go out of customs. What are you up to, Xalia?
She kind of shrugs, and minor illusions, just like a pair of legs walking around in circles.
That sounds like what I've been doing. I didn't know where anybody was. I was headed over to the church. That's figured where I would find at least Zoaz.
Xalia is going to nod at that, give him a thumbs up. Excessive up, but still a thumbs up. And also going to minor illusion a soundbite in his ear. Trestock? Tretosk, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He will kind of like perk up and look over at you and nod. Like the boxes that he's carrying kind of wobble as he nods. Mm-hmm. And then, aye, that's 4 days to the east. I think that's our next stop, Xalia. Well, bidden that Sir Zoaz chooses to stop in Ituusk.
Xalia will smile.
Do you
and
want
just kind of...
Go ahead.
I mean, she'll just kind of fall in and start heading, joining him to go to the church.
Do you like pizza, Xalia? You notice that he's carrying 5 pizza boxes.
Hey, yo. I'm down.
Pizza boxes? She will be curious about it, sure. I don't necessarily know if she has my taste, but...
Okay. Pizza party at the Temple of Selene. Let everybody know. Skull.
She's gonna blink, and in the subtextual being, how the fuck do you expect me to inform people? And just continue following him.
Alright. Which brings us to Zoaz and Makayla. You're easily able to get back to the bookbinder's home. How close do you get?
That's a good question. I think before getting too close, Zoaz would use Bless on Makayla and himself.
Okay.
Which would drop concentration on resistance for Chuman, but...
Okay.
Selene, I know I have asked many a boon today, but... One or two more may be required. Hopefully there's no response.
There's not.
Okay.
Just curious, is the Twilight Sanctuary, does that...
That would
fine?
be over.
Like, does the temporary hit points go away?
No. Temporary hit points go away at the end of a long rest.
Oh, okay, cool. Neat. Alright then. Well, I think, well, okay. From, like, a safe distance away, is there anything noticeable, like, with the, I guess,
we've seen
first of all, is the
raging
door
oak.
closed? Is the front door to the building closed?
The front door, let's see.
Because that we'd be able to stat from distance.
The front door is the same as you left it, open. You do notice that the front door is up. Yeah. roll perception.
Natural
Yeah,
one.
that's an open front door. That's an open front door. Yeah, like you can see the vines kind of like curling around it that seem like they're like ever so slightly just squeezing in on it. Like you can see some cracks on the rock. The rug outside, like the welcome rug, is kind of like gold flecked. It's still there. Yeah, doors open. You can see inside to where like to where kind of like that introductory room is. But due to how light works, you're not able to see further past.
And no rampaging Ituusk, I assume.
You look about. There is no rampaging Ituusk.
Does the unknown perception get me hearing if there are any screams in the surrounding area?
Yeah, I feel like that would be something that would be a little easier to spot.
You look around. There's just the sand in the streets. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
You don't hear like people screaming or anything. You don't hear a very large frog lizard man shouting at you. You don't see a very yellow bulbous creature with 3 tentacles or 2 tentacles and an eye stalk, and a huge mouth. As you're standing there, though, you do hear something.
What's that?
You do definitely hear something. You hear something in your head. It is a message in your head. It is a telepathic message. You hear the message. Let's see here. What does it say? The message says, "Help. Come down."
Do we both hear this?
Yes.
Are there any, like, as we're waiting, have any rabbits entered
No.
the door? Okay.
You do not see any rabbits.
Like, none of them have moved in or out. I look to Zoaz with a concerned face.
I think this is the first time Zoaz will have heard that, and he'll like shocked, like what was that? Like sort of quietly to Makayla. Did you hear that as well?
I mean, was that sound the same? Would I be able to tell if that was the same kind of voice when we were in the manor that was saying "come down" or something?
You can.
It was like saying like vague words last time, right? I'm forgetting exactly what it was saying.
I think
but
it was
don't
like
know.
packed, stuff like that.
You can roll a history.
Yeah, that being above board, obviously, because Zoaz obviously.
No, I think you were in the building too when it was saying stuff.
Makayla, you do recall a
At least
similar
once.
phenomenon while you were inside.
I guess Makayla would. I mean, hey, it could be like, what's his name, the telepath back in Ituusk. So she'd like think real hard, like, who are you? Who's asking? Is there any mental response?
There is not.
Okay.
A few moments pass, and there's another message in both of your heads, and the message is aid, basement.
Well, something is still down there then.
Indeed. I do not suppose that would be Bufuga. I am not very acquainted with his voice, after all.
I mean, does it sound like Bufika?
No, it sounds exactly as you're hearing it.
Okay.
Perhaps he took care of it then. And certainly, with just the two of us, we are not in a position for a scrap, so...
She agrees.
Fools. Cellar.
Perhaps we should head back to Twig and the others.
I would agree. At least for now. At least there's something until that. No, there's nothing. We can't face whatever that beast was alone. So, and it seems easily could be some sort of trap, or just simply it could be anything. I agree. We should retreat.
Party.
Pizza party!
The last one kind of like lingers a little bit when it
Does
says
it actually?
when it says food. Yeah.
I do not like the implication of some unknown thing just sending psychic messages out. But
I do not believe that we are currently equipped to handle it.
no, and I think more or less we got what we came here to see, is just that it wasn't rampaging out of control.
Indeed.
Just slowly. Yeah, I should back up. I wish.
Zoaz would be already on his way out. Or on his way back to the temple, I should say.
Okay.
What's the range of detect? Oh, never mind. 30 feet. Yeah, I guess Makayla would retreat as well.
Okay. Which brings us to Twig and Chuman.
Would Chuman be, like, conscious at this point?
He would, unless he chooses to go to sleep.
No, I'd be conscious.
It looks like he's Twig. As you're looking over, checking to see if he's conscious, seeing if he's awake and responsive. He does look like he's in rough shape. The people have finished tending to him, and he's got like this little cold compress over his forehead, laying down, reclining. He looks comfortable, but he does look like he's in rough shape. Just on top of a clean sheet bed. You're in a room, just like you're on a chair next to him. There's a nightstand next to you. Your stuff is kind of like set off in a corner. You're just by yourselves in this room.
Chuman, how are you feeling? Is there anything you need?
Chuman gives a couple of coughs. Well, I suppose I am better, but this scraping bottom of a barrel. How is the wound on my side?
How is the wound on his side?
There's definitely a wound. He's intact. That's probably what matters. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
he is You could describe it as purple.
Not good.
Not great. Twig, like, glances at the wound and, like, winces slightly. I'm sure you've come back from worse, Chuman. You'll be better in return.
Your face says it all. I guess that's another scar to add to my tally. But besides me, are you okay?
I'm unharmed, aside from spending some time as a frog, but I'm okay.
Not unharmed. I know you didn't get harmed. I'm referring to back there. I thought he had you under control like Makayla did.
For a moment, I thought he did as well, but I'm still myself, so I think everything is still good.
It is assuring to hear. I suppose I'd at least be out of commission for a little bit until this clears up. I guess, is there like anyone coming in and out to continue tending to me, or?
Every once in a while, like maybe every 15 minutes, someone will poke their head in.
Did they figure out, or like, are they just doing only medical attention, or did someone like diagnose me?
Someone's just they're just doing medical attention. Like, you're obviously badly hurt, so they're trying to like kind of like disinfect your wound. They poured like a whole bottle of hydrogen peroxide on it.
Dang.
Owie.
You know it works because it's bubbling.
Uh-huh. You know it works because it's
Not sure which is worse, the bubbles or the sting.
Oh, this won't hurt. Immediately, it hurts.
Yeah. Like, there's cotton swabs everywhere. Like they'll come in, change your bandages and your cotton and stuff.
Okay. But I still technically feel the poison effects overall.
There's definitely like a warmth that's pulsing through, but as they tend to it more and more, that kind of fades. And eventually, like you don't feel like this poison coursing through your body. You just feel drained and fatigued, and overall rough.
Okay.
Like your eyes are starting to kind of like dry and like be itchy and stuff. Burning, like they're kind of burning, that kind of thing.
Right. Well, Twig, where's your goal in all of this?
Twig shrugs and says, "Well, you were there to hear the conversation, I suppose. I'm not sure if Bufaga was really telling the truth or just trying to trick me, but if there's even a chance that he was telling the truth, I have to at least look into it. But the first things first, and that would be getting our shipment to Luxnox."
Right. Not sure. Bufaga's statements, they seemed deranged in a way. But I'm not sure what to think of him, or at least whether what is real or not, or just part of his delusional fantasy.
And Twig shrugs. We'll find out in time, I suppose.
For now, suppose I should get some rest.
I think that would be for the best.
Try not to turn into a frog next time.
No promises.
Chuman just smiles and then closes his eyes, falls asleep.
Twig's probably gonna give him some space and maybe try to seek out the others.
Okay. You open the door, and you see. No, your door would be open, so you don't open the door. So yeah, you head out to the kind of like main area at that time. Xalia, Kor'kon, 5 raptors, and 5 pizza boxes come in.
Yo, pizza party!
Xalia just walks in, pizza time.
Xalia, sorry, not Xalia. Kor'kon echoes Xalia. Pizza time!
She's not actually saying that because she doesn't talk that, but...
Okay, well, Kor'kon does say that.
Okay.
Good.
Twig would see the both of them, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna like wave them down and say hi.
And then
Pizza.
immediately pop off about pizza time?
Yeah, exactly. Did you get all this for me, Kor'kon? Thank you.
Twig, I know you're from Luxnox, but this is not all for you. I know that pizza is an excellent delicacy over there. I figured that it would be a nice thing to bring.
A taste of home.
Pizza.
That's right. Where's everyone? They're gonna miss the pizza. You see him kind of like clack his mandibles.
Xalia's gonna kind of shrug and consume a piece.
What's the verdict? Is Xalia a fan of pizza?
The pizza is the slice.
I don't roll for it.
The slice that you have commandeered is it's got like very greasy cheese, pepperoni. It's got Khorzaire sausage, and more like a high sauce ratio.
Right.
Thick crust, spongy crust.
He likes it. She will probably spend some time eating that in various ways.
E-I-Z-Z-A.
Twig will take a slice and just swallow it whole.
Yeah. After checking the temperature, Twig, yeah, it all goes down. Kor'kon kind of like applies, moistens himself with his crab-like appendages, and then yeah, he sets the pizza down. Some Temple of Selene attendants kind of wander in, take a slice, and then go back to their duties.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Official food of Selene, pizza, by the way.
You said it, so it's real.
Uh-huh.
At this time, probably
They're like moon-shaped pizzas.
Yeah.
moon-shaped pizzas. Makayla and Zoaz also wander in at this time. a little later. You can see Xalia and Twig and Khorzaire just sitting around a long table with like a stack of pizza, and then like a side, Khorzaire got his little darkwood parcel that he's been lugging around. The raptors are kind of fixed up outside. You do a double take. One of them has a slice of pizza.
This is
yeah.
yeah. Zoaz says, Khorzaire, I see you have gotten through customs and brought a gift, eh?
Indeed, Zoaz. They let me out after explaining to them the delivery terms. They didn't find anything untoward, and as customs is customs, me being a merchant, they said go on, do your duty. I figured, since I was stuck there holding you up for these past days, I could do you all a nice thing.
Zoaz smiles. Yeah. It is much appreciated, my friend.
I guess Makayla kind of just shrugs and like, well, I suppose I can also have a slice.
Yeah. It's a nice slice. It's delicious, hot. The slight spiciness of the Khorzaire sausage mingles well with the stretchy cheese. All on this lovely spongy pizza crust pie. It's pretty good.
Nice.
I'd say as Makayla's eating, it's look kind of like, what's the word? Generally, she'd have a look of concern on her face, just not really able to relax, I guess.
Let's see. Pastiche,
Yo.
you have completed your meat mountain. Feeling with a very full belly, and thirst slaked, and hunger sated. What would you like to do?
We'll trundle on back to the temple,
Okay.
check on Chuman.
Alright. Everyone is now back at the temple together. It's probably evening. Various pleasantries and all that kind of thing have been exchanged with the workers and attendants of the temple. Chuman's maxing and relaxing. There's like a slice of pizza on a plate next to you on the nightstand, Chuman. And then Pastiche, you find everybody get caught up, and looks like everybody's here. What's on the agenda? It's probably it's probably evening time. The sun it's past twilight, so it's getting on to dark. What's the plan?
What's the general, how is everyone else? What's the vibe of everyone else?
I mean, Zoaz, he's concerned about, the situation with Bufuga and the Ituusk, but he's pretty glad to see Khorzaire is out of customs and everything is alright, and everyone can get back on the road.
Xalia is going to walk up to Zoaz and minor illusion directly into his ear. I closed my goddamn notes. Hold on. I am a fool. Ituusk. Ituusk.
That's, Xalia, that is where you wanted to head after we were done delivering the goods?
Come on.
Zoaz, smiles and says, yes, as soon as we get Khorzaire where he needs to go, we can head straight there.
Zoaz, roll me history. That's pretty good at 19.
Alright.
As you're saying that, Zoaz, I'm just gonna minorly correct you. As you're saying, like, as those words leave your mouth, you realize that it was actually Samasa was the original destination that Xalia wanted to detour to, and Ituusk is you know that Ituusk is 4 days away to the east, and forsooth any other establishment is even further, but it's the next stop on the sun's path. Ituusk is a crossroads where, like, many journeys part. So, like, you can go south towards Samasa, you can go north towards Zozo, you can go east towards Olga's borders, and then, of course, west back towards Helandis. Ituusk is an excellent pit stop, but you always have the opportunity to avoid it when, like, your previous guide adventures were confident that they could stomach, like, the week and a half on the dunes, but it's a good idea to stop at Ituusk.
Zoaz says, I'm sorry, it has been a long day, Xalia. Ituusk is where we're headed next, but Samasa is where I'm taking you after Khorzaire has had his cargo taken where it needs to go.
And for a moment and go, oh, kind of like have an oh, right, and then nod.
But rest assured, I will certainly take you to Samasa as soon as we are done. I cannot guarantee if the others will come with us, but regardless, I should not break a promise. I promise you I did.
Pastiche is going to chime in. So, Zoaz, Makayla, did you find anything?
Well, could not see any problems aside from, the ones we had caused when we left, but such as the door being open. But there were some disquieting sounds.
So, did you go in?
Well, with only the two of us, we deemed it would not be safe.
We observed from a distance, but I could see nothing had escaped. So, there is too much that does not sit right with me about Buffaga in that manner.
Khorzaire looks up.
Escaped? What's going on?
It was a lot. Makayla would go to just explain more or less what had happened, or at least what she's aware of happened with Buffaga. Like, not necessarily that we broke in. She wouldn't say about that stuff, but like about how like we interacted, like went to them when found ourselves in his cellar, and how ultimately he was attacking us and commanding some sort of terrible beast and wanderers ?
Khorzaire, like, clacks his mandibles as he listens to you.
So, we alert the Dune Striders and then leave, right?
Zoaz clears his throat and says, indeed, that was what I was going to suggest.
I've got pinchers, but they're not for pinching great beasts.
As much as I would love to solve the problems here, finding myself embroiled in political intrigue such as that is not not in my wheelhouse.
Another thing that is, well, I can't get my mind off of is he still has the tome. That strange cursed book, and the more I could learn about it, the more I am certain it is a very dangerous thing for anyone to have. And I do not think, after today's events, that Bofika is, well, the right person to have it.
Indeed. Zoaz thinks for a moment. Well, I hesitate to stay here any longer than we must.
Mm-hmm.
But if Zoaz sort of thinks for a moment, perhaps it would be best if we, later tonight, after having some rest, went to retrieve your belongings, and then left in the morning.
And by retrieve, well,
Do you believe that he would give it back? Do you believe he would give it back to you if you asked him nicely?
that was the intent of today's excursion.
And we saw how that turned out.
Indeed. He asked me to assassinate someone for it. And Makayla kind of like shivers as she says that, like usually kind of like cringes a little bit.
And by that token, I believe that during the night, entering, grabbing the book, and then leaving be our best course of action, no?
We don't know where I was. I didn't see the book anywhere. I'm trying to think if Makayla even saw Xalia ever enter or exit any of the other rooms. No, she did. I think she saw like go into some of them. Maybe. Like as she was coming back in, wasn't Xalia leaving, or how did that work?
I'm not sure, actually.
I don't remember the timeline. Well, I guess either way, it doesn't matter.
You might have seen her in like passing a few times, especially when the like the animated armor is routing about.
Sure. Yeah, I think. No one else. Did anyone else happen to see anything in that house?
I cannot say I looked.
Zoaz drugs, I was somewhat embarrassingly busy getting back. And on that token, I should apologize if my short-sightedness and anger put you all in danger.
No, I think you made the right choice. Honestly, but what was the? There was something you said earlier about someone telling you about human trafficking.
You remember Mel, the flaming-haired woman that crashed her bike into the fountain earlier?
Yes, her.
She alerted me. She and I had a heart-to-heart, and she alerted me to what had been going on with Bufuga. It seems that those dealings had been going on under the table, so to say. I do not believe that the Dune Striders were aware of it, or else he would be having them do the work and not.
Do
Not.
any of us have? Did anyone manage to take any sort of proof or of evidence from his estate?
Unfortunately, I was busy ensuring that all of my charges got out alive.
Sorry, I did not mean to be accusatory, but if we were to plan to try and go to the Dune Striders about what happened and what he's doing, why would they believe us?
Proof would be helpful indeed.
Looks to everyone else. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Alia's reading.
To be frank with you, this is none of my concern.
What is your concern, then, if I may ask?
Well, as far as this place is concerned, moving on.
I don't believe I can blame you on that one.
I mean, to call Bufaga a criminal would be an understatement, but this is a bit more than I bargained for.
Kip kind of just sighs. I suppose that's fair. What do you think, Twig?
Well,
You saw more than anyone else.
I have all I need from here, but it doesn't quite sit right with me to just leave things how they are. Who knows what could happen with someone like him leading things.
I agree.
I'm just not sure what we could do, though.
Xalia would probably. I think she would probably snap her fingers and try to draw like a dot, like marker you are here, marker moving along on the map towards the next couple cities, and then make it go faster.
Zoaz sort of like a dry chuckle and says, perhaps that would be a good idea. Mayhaps the best idea would be alerting them to the voices we heard, and because those, indeed, are incontrovertible. And perhaps they would hear them themselves if they went by.
I suppose. I mean, I won't force anyone to do anything.
Xalia will minor illusion a like basically she'll minor illusion Bufika and put like a little icon above this town on her map, and then just kind of make a million other Bufikas appear all over the place, and just kind of shrug.
I suppose you mean that he is only one of many, corrupt in the powers above.
She'll nod.
Cannot lie. That is true, to some degree.
Korkan will pipe up.
Zoaz. I don't mean to be rude. I understand, but I hired you to do a job.
Indeed, and I intend to carry out that job. Which is why, at the moment, I think leaving in the morning would be our best plan.
We can inform the Doomstriders of what we know on our way out, and if they don't so much as investigate, well, that is on them. Besides, all you need to do to enter the manor is sign the guest book. No?
In a way, yes.
Again, assuming they believe us. But yeah, Makayla just kind of chills off and just looks sort of downwards. She looks very tired. Very kind of just conflicted with things right now.
I suppose the final question is, Makayla, is the danger worth retrieving that book? Perhaps you're right, and it's dangerous to leave in the hands of one such as he, but at some point you have to wonder if it's worth the danger to yourself, no? We have done many good things for people on this journey so far, but sometimes you have to accept that things are out of your jurisdiction, as so to speak. That's my take on it, anyway.
I think you're right. In fact, I think, honestly, regardless of whatever kind of, well, whatever Bufika is, he made it quite clear to me that I really don't have any more claim to the book than he does. Just looted it out of some random temple, or floating remnants of whatever that was. I had no real reason for it, just, I guess, maybe a selfish desire to be the one to find its secrets.
You're the one who found it, not him. As far as I'm concerned, that's your book.
Thieves code.
But I suppose it was, lawfully confiscated, and then by the Striders, and then I would imagine legally transferred to his possession. So again, I think I have no greater claim than he does. regardless of how I feel about it. I could not give him an answer, or a real one, when he asked why I wanted the book. I think you were right. Xalia. But sometimes there are just too many those kind of people to worry about. Makayla looks very tired as she says that.
It is getting late. Perhaps it would be best if we all got some rest, or as much as we can manage. Take Chuman's example, eh?
Is Chuman sleeping soundly, or is he, like, in pain? Like, working through the poison?
Chuman is sleeping pretty soundly.
Okay.
Yeah, the slice of pizza is gone.
Pizza, the cure-all, panacea. In the morning, we will pack our things, head out, and alert the Dune Striders to what we can say without being called into suspicion, and make our way to Ituusk. Does that sound good to all who are here?
There nods.
I have no objections.
Makayla swallows and then just sort of says, I will not object.
Seems like even if begrudgingly, we are all in agreement. At least nobody has said otherwise.
Valia nods and seems kind of, happy about it.
In that case, thank you very much for the meal, Korokon. It was delicious and much appreciated.
Score. Oh, you know.
At any rate, I believe it is. I'm going to take my own advice and get some rest. Have a good night, you all. And Zoaz will take his leave.
I think Makayla would just keep sitting there, like in deep thought.
Much to think about.
Many books.
Korokon stays up for a little while. He's looking at a couple maps. And then he rolls them up, puts them in like a little satchel, and then he'll go find like a little room in Temple of Selene and just curl up. Anybody doing anything weird in the night?
Other than being Valia?
Other than being Xalia.
Before going to sleep, Pastiche is going to approach Makayla, place a hand on her shoulder, and just kind of whisper to her, what happened to his men are... I don't think it's worth it to return for that book. I can see that it's weighing on you, but...
It is not just the book. It is... The book, I suppose, is just a part of it.
I understand, but That man is dangerous.
Which is exactly why it does not sit right with me to leave him be. But I understand and accept the logic and reasoning presented tonight.
Pastiche is going to pat her on the shoulder a bit. Take care of yourself, okay?
She gives you like a weak smile and just kind of nods. Thank you. She doesn't move, she just stays sitting there thinking.
Pastiche is going to retreat to a bed.
Okay.
That meat mountain took a toll on Pastiche.
Pastiche, your dreams are filled with plates piled high with shredded beef
Good.
and sesame seeds.
Thank you, Yarbies.
A new favorite.
All right. So, if everyone is going to, if that's it, then go ahead and everybody can hit their long rest buttons.
Well, Zoaz is certainly taking a long rest.
Okay.
Like, if anyone else was staying in that room, I think Makayla would try to do. You would have seen Makayla like try to do a like the elven. What do they do? Like their fake long rest, where they just like meditate
Yeah.
and eventually just like fall asleep instead.
Okay.
Like she couldn't properly do it.
In the chair, or are you on a bed?
No, in the chair.
Okay. Is
There
anyone,
with
in,
Chuman.
is
Same
anyone
room.
in the same room as Makayla? Well,
I
she's
think.
No,
Go ahead.
They would find her own room, I think.
okay.
I think Twig would have lingered a bit before leaving.
Okay. Twig, roll a perception check. A 21.
Pretty alright.
Okay. All
That
right.
noise scared me.
Bloop, 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 bloop. The sound of dice rolling on a felt table.
Mhm.
Twig, as you're lingering a bit, and Makayla's like doing the trance, and eventually just as she falls asleep. As you're getting up to go, you notice the air shift around, or like the wind is slightly different in the room that you're in. But you don't see anything, don't smell anything. It's just like a very quick like fleeting feeling of something being strange about the space that you're in. But it's very quick. You're not
This is the room.
You're not quite able to kind of like pinpoint where it is.
This is the room that Makayla is in.
Yes.
Yeah, me and Chuman. I think, right?
Yeah,
You were sleeping in this chair in a chair in Chuman's room.
Yeah.
So it was just like a very quick, like a shift of air, like a feeling, like a quick feeling.
Just like a quick shift of air.
I would put Twig a little bit on edge. I think he would try to get some rest in the same room as Makayla and Chuman.
Okay.
Like just like lean up against the corner.
Okie dokie. The evening is restful. Passes without any kind of issue or event. The Temple of Selene is quiet and warm and peaceful. And you all awake to the sound of some hustle and bustle of the Temple of Selene's attendants and workers and staff kind of just beginning their daily routines. There's people clamoring, like just getting breakfast ready, people pinning or taking down laundry that's being hung out to dry on the side. Outside. There's people fluffing sheets, getting beds ready, and people double checking the infirmary and collecting stock. And of course, there's also people just piling into the main worship center, where everyone's administering their daily prayers up to Selene. And I need Chuman to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah.
Cool. Chuman, you actually wake up feeling very refreshed. You feel like a new man.
New man.
A new true man.
The drain that the combat in the cellar put on you looks like it just some old fatigue got settled on you. Maybe there's something kind of like weird in like the muck down there. Maybe you inhaled something, or maybe like the bite got you or whatever. But yeah, you feel refreshed waking up. You don't feel haggard anymore. And you guys are once again back on the lovely city of Lampshade, hanging out at the Temple of Selene.
Zoaz would probably awake with the rest of the temple adherents and sort of be readying himself for the day, taking stock of his supplies, that sort of stuff.
Okey-doke. Korkon comes around. He doesn't say much, he's just getting ready.
Zoaz, like he got enough rest, but he's still tired, exhausted even. But he's doing his job.
Okay.
He's getting ready for the day, making sure everything's where it needs to be.
Okay, yeah. So you all get up, get dressed, get some food provided by the Temple of Selene, a lovely continental breakfast. They're not an inn, but they sure do take care of you guys.
Perks of being with a shepherd.
Indeed. You also notice that you have not been asked for any payment.
I think Zoaz will give them perhaps 5 silver as a way to thank them for their services. No questions asked, but even.
Yeah, you just drop at the coffers and give a little nod and little Temple of Selene hand motions to the bookkeeper.
Concierge, as it's called in other places.
Indeed. And yeah, you all are awake, fed, fit. What would you like to do?
I'd say unless someone specifically woke Makayla up, she'd be like, she would wake up pretty late. Like not early in the morning, I should say. Not necessarily late, but just.
You find a blanket draped around you, Makayla?
think Chuman is stretching, kind of like looking over the wound and kind of getting his feeling back for before at least like coming out of the room.
Are you feeling better? Chuman? Makayla would kind of stir.
Chuman turns around. Makayla. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Yeah, yesterday was an adventure that I'd rather not have. It's probably one of the tied to one of the worst that I've had before, but
I'm the one who was on the verge, on the brink, but you looked like you were about to. Well, you looked like death itself last night, so I'm glad to see you doing well.
right. Well, how are you? I suppose that you all have done a little bit more while I was resting.
You can kind of see like Makayla kind of get, I guess, gloomy at that, and not
Chuman.
much.
Chuman just raises a hand. No need to explain yourself if it is more trouble than it's worth.
Well, we made a decision last night that we would try and leave this city as soon as we can. Also, isn't Twig is in this room too, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, like in a corner.
Yeah. Twig would be up.
Yeah.
Well, dealing with Bufuga is definitely above my pay grade, but
Seemed to be the sentiment of others as well.
I'm sure he had possibly have had some information I could have used for my own, but I have other leads that I could deal with, so I would rather allow other people to handle that situation.
She gives you a curt nod. And then she kind of gets up. I suppose I should... is Twig, like, asleep, or are you, like, actually up?
He's like just waking up, I think.
Okay.
Morning, Twig.
Twig like gives a yawn and just waves back.
Suppose I should get ready for the day. She'd leave the room.
Chuman finds the... Oh, actually, no, he took a bite out of it.
Yeah, did he finish the pizza?
No, it's actually the shirt.
Oh.
Chuman goes to find the shirt and then remembers that it's been torn up by the monster. I guess he supposedly follows with Makayla. Wait, you're coming?
Yes, I'll be right behind you. Twig will gather his things and follow as well.
All right. What's the plan?
Zoa's plan is to make sure his things are together and start heading over to the Dune Striders to inform them of what's going on.
Okay.
Before, taking off.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Is the whole group together at this point?
Yes. We'll say yes.
Alright.
Zoaz will inform everyone of what his plans are.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, boop boop. Everybody and cells get together. You all collect each other, and boop, 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 boop. There you are. You find yourselves some Doomstriders to talk to. I imagine you guys are at the east gate. They are there, and you 7.
Oh, before we get like on our way there, Makayla would cast the Eagle Splendor enhanced ability on Zoaz.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, just feel you have a little spectral vulture just like sort of land on your shoulder, then kind of disappear as it kind of like dissipates. And you just feel, I guess,
A little bit more
confident.
charismatic. Yeah.
Yeah, a little more confident, a little more pep in
I
your
can
step.
choose my words a bit better today.
All the splendor of an eagle.
Real quick, just to, I guess, fill in the rest of it, because I'm just gonna skip Chuman getting some, like the time for Chuman getting clothes. But when you guys were meeting up, Chuman basically has like tons of scars around his upper body, including the one from yesterday.
Chuman, perhaps one of the members at the church can, or the temple can, perform a mending on that. Not a complicated spell.
No, I can perform my own. Thank you.
Good to hear. At any rate, we are going to be heading over to the Doomstriders and informing them of perhaps the voices that we heard, but mayhaps not anything else for the moment.
Chuman nods. I shall be with you all shortly. Just take a little bit of time to put these back together.
We will be heading to the East Gate. As that
Note.
is where we'll be leaving from. So we will see you there.
Alright.
There's a Temple of Selene attendant was doting on you, Chuman. Make sure you change your bandages every day now.
Chuman kind of like under his breath scoffs. It's like, right. Thank you for the reminder. And then, after mending that clothes, heads over to Eastgate to join up.
Okay.
And
Here you are at the East Gate.
Zoaz will approach one of the Doomstriders and say, we have something to report, an oddity.
Yes?
My compatriots and I were walking down the street by the house of a bookbinder, I believe, Bufuga, and had the strangest thing happen. We had some strange voice pop into our heads. I suppose it would be a good idea to investigate. Of course, I am but a shepherd. I did not want to trespass, but as a Doomstrider, perhaps you could inform the people who would possibly be able to enter.
Alright. You guessed it. Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Uh-huh.
As like these two like big Loxodon Doomstriders look to each other. It's like,
Indeed, it was right of you to come to us and speak on this matter. Trespassing is illegal, as you very know, and rules are not meant to be broken. They're meant to be followed. You said you heard
Lords.
some...
A strange,
Whispers.
deep voice. Disquieting indeed.
strange, deep voice. They kind of look at each other.
It seemed to speak directly into my mind. Our mind, even.
Right. Well, we'll take a look. We'll have it investigated. It could simply just be Mr. Bufagad moaning and groaning from his abode. He's been out of commission for quite a month. He might have had a eureka moment, but of course, it will do to check on him.
Indeed.
Are you headed out of this gate?
Yes.
Alright. It would behoove us to inform you that we haven't received our daily patrol back from yesterday. Be careful. They might have gotten waylaid. We're mustering the force to check it out, but if you must head east, be careful.
Much appreciated. I will be sure to take good care of my wards.
We'll have to decide whether we look for our patrol first or check out this deep voice. Well, carry on then. Be careful. Leave it to us.
Good luck. And hopefully it is nothing serious.
Perhaps a trick of the wind, indeed. Perhaps it is nothing serious, but you can trust the Doomstriders. Carry on then. Good day.
Zoaz smiles and leads the group on their way.
May favorable winds blow upon you. And then, this is you moving past them. Boop, 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 boop. Alright. So you exit Lampshade with its two-story homes carved into the rock. You're now back under the beating of the Khorzian sun. Lovely, balmy Khorzaire with the sand dunes and everything.
Always
And-
one word for it.
And the lovely adventurous music as you head east across the sun's path. East towards the rest of Khorzaire. East towards your destination. With Korrikan in tow. Zoaz and Twig sharing a raptor. And
Hey, we still haven't gotten Twig or Raptor.
Twig,
Yeah,
you hop
need
up
it.
and saddle and just behind Zoaz and fix all your raptors, and you trot through the sand. Blah 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 blah. The noise of the raptor talons pounding the dunes below you as you set off into the yellow and blue yonder, setting off into the horizon east towards adventure. Zoaz, give me a survival check as you
Okay.
guide everybody around. What did you roll?
Got a 21.
That's pretty good.
Definitely
That's
not bad.
It's like you're a moonlight shepherd or something.
Maybe.
It's like you're a guide. Alright.
Sure you've known these parts before?
I may have traveled on this road before. I mean, it's
Alright.
familiar at least.
Alright, alright. So Zoaz, as you are guiding your lovely party over the lovely sands of Khorzaire, the scenery before you is there's a sky, obviously. It is a lovely shade of cerulean blue. The floating platforms kind of listing lazily in the sky, contributing to the scenery as if they themselves were clouds. Then you've got the expanse of the yellow below you as far as you can see. In some directions there's smoke, just indicating people living or dwelling. Some you can see
massive rock outcroppings where earthquakes have shunted portions of the under crust to the surface of the very bright sun illuminating all that you can see as you and your raptors maneuver along the sun's path. This path that will bring you towards the rest of Khorzaire, this easy travel. Something happens.
Oh?
Let's see here. Yeah,
The music changes.
yeah, something happens. The music changes. Yeah, upon something happening, the music does change. And here, we'll just bloop, 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 move you over there. You see something. It's not out of the ordinary. You see a rock. On the rock is let's see here. On the rock, you can see a figure. On the rock, the figure is a reptile. The reptile with its gray and green scales. Just chilling, big chillin' on this rock.
Big chillin'.
Sunning itself. It has like some slight natural camouflage, being a desert lizard. It's doing a good job of hiding itself even on this rock as it basks in the sun. But your keen eyes, your keen survival instinct, and anybody really looking, you're able to determine, yeah, there's a big old lizard on a big old rock. Your raptors are maneuvering towards it. It's just there, on the rock. It's a big rock.
It's not in the way, is it?
No. In fact, even if it were, you could simply go around. It's just a big lizard on a big rock. It's big chillin'. It's just like every once in a while, a little like its tongue out.
Well, I mean, I think Zoaz would just keep going. To him, that's maybe not everyday occurrence, but it's common enough.
Yeah. Typical Khorzaire. Lizard sunning on the rock. Yeah. You all see this lizard. There was a lizard basking in the sun, enjoying Khorzaire. The sun has reached its zenith at this time. It's probably day 2 of travel, by the way.
I think Pastiche is gonna slow down a bit, stare at this lizard as we pass.
Okay. You give the lizard a good hard stare. Give me a perception check.
You got it.
You're looking at this lizard. By golly, Pastiche, this lizard's looking back at you. You can see it kind of like move its head, just pivot. The rest of its body does not move at all, and just only its head, and just at you. This is a large lizard. As you come across it, it is perhaps the size of one of your raptors.
It's a pretty big lizard, gotta say.
Pretty big lizard.
Alright. Pastiche is gonna flit their tongue at it a couple times and then keep moving.
Okay.
Tongue
Twig.
contest?
Twig will nod respectfully at the lizard. It's a good lizard.
Xalia waves at the lizard.
Okay.
It's our friend.
The lizard is big chillin'. It appears to acknowledge you all as you pass on your raptors, but it makes no movement at all. Like, at all. It is sunning itself on the rock. It is kind of like all splayed out. It's slightly raised head up, tail slightly curled. It snakes away again. This lizard watches you pass.
I assume it does not jump off the rock and immediately attack as we go.
No, it does not.
Don't be silly.
I mean, it's just a lizard sunning itself on a rock.
So have this kind of like pang, and then you just cast a gaze back, half expecting, this giant lizard to jump off the rock and charge you all down, and you confirm that it is still there on the rock, basking in the delight of the sun, absorbing the sun's rays.
My man is still big chillin'.
Yes. Lizard seems to be enjoying itself.
Having a good time.
Soon the lizard is out of sight, and you are back on your journey.
Hi.
Let's see. Probably the evening of the second night. You are far enough away where you'll acknowledge that it is somewhat dangerous now, out on the sands, and it's probably like evening time as a little travel montage of your group begins. Korokon making sure he keeps himself moistened, being a crustacean.
Moisturize me, moisturize me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems to like have like a little like squirt bottle, and then like he changes it out for like a spritz bottle, and just like just like spritzes himself, and his like big claws like pincher going everywhere. You can see his mandibles kind of like moisten his face and like move water around on his face. He's an Aldani.
He's having a good time.
He's just doing his thing. He's existing in a desert. Probably this evening though. Zoaz, as per normal, you'll probably have to batten down and secure. And
it's pretty spooky in the desert at night.
It is pretty spooky in the desert at night, especially when you are very far away from any kind of establishment. You are 2 days away from Lampshade. You are 2 days away from Ituusk. You are smack dab in the middle of a very large continent-spanning desert where some nations have sprung up, and it is a cool evening as you bring the raptors around and kind of like lasso their reins around a rock. There's a little bit of shelter, but I do need to know how you guys are going to do some night watches.
I think Zoaz would offer to take the first watch.
Well, I'm gonna take the second. I assume we have three watches.
Yeah, it'll be 3.
Okay.
Any number of people can handle the watch.
I imagine Pastiche will be awake for the last watch.
How do you feel? How do you all feel about Xalia being on watch? That is my question to you.
Get over here.
Hmm.
I mean,
You know. Safety first.
safety
Whoops.
first.
Zoaz, if
Go
you
on the
would,
group chat.
Zoaz, if you would ping where you want your campfire.
It's like half and half.
Probably around here. You know, sort of in the... Not in the shade, but like protected a little bit from the winds and stuff. One less side to watch.
Yeah. Protected from the wind and the rain of the Horse 3 hurricane.
Yeah, hopefully not that last one, but you know. I guess we take stuff as it comes.
Okay. Just getting the homie raptors. Okay.
Drifting away now.
Drifting away. All right, as Zoaz creates a what you call it, a fire. As Zoaz makes fire, you all kind of assort yourselves up against this rock. What are we doing? Who's on first watch?
Zoaz is on first watch.
Zoaz, give me a perception check, please.
Then I believe it was Chuman, and I think Pastiche was awake for the third one.
Okay.
Not great, not bad.
Okay, so just one person per watch.
Are you actually making Xalia do it or not?
I think I might have been muted.
Zoaz isn't making anyone do it.
It's up to Xalia whether you want to be on watch as well.
No.
Xalia needs her beauty rest.
Listen, do you want to piss her off so she wakes you up with illusions in the middle of the night?
Maybe.
Alright, Zoaz.
I think I was muted when I said I'd take a watch, but that's fine.
No, you can
okay.
you can
Well,
join
you
any
can-
watch
you
you
can-
want. It doesn't have to
I've
be
been
like-
muted for like the past, I think like 12, 15 years or something.
Well, which one were you gonna join?
I think like the third one, like last watch, but yeah.
In that
Okay.
case.
Zoaz.
Team effort.
As you look about on this cool desert night, after you've kind of battened down the hatches, you are looking around and kind of like you hastily made camp. You just did kind of like a quick perimeter check just to make sure there was nothing weird and like where a suitable place would be. But now
Uh-huh.
at this time you're able to actually genuinely look around and check out when things are quiet and calm and you have time to yourself. You do notice a little kind of like a ways away. There's a similar ridge to where you are, and where it just kind of like does a similar thing, whereas like there's a rock ridge that rises up, and you could sit there as well if you so chose. You do notice now that there is something peeking out from one of the ridges. You're not quite sure what it is. Looks like... Well, shoot, you're not really sure because we only rolled a 10. You do see this. You do see something there, though. That is not a rock formation.
I don't think Zoaz would wake anyone up, but he would certainly sort of position himself a little closer.
Okay.
Like, you know, on the opposite side of the campfire.
Okay.
And, you know, he'd be keeping an eye on it throughout his watch.
Okay. If you want to take a closer look at it, you can roll perception at disadvantage because it's in the dark.
Oh. Oof.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You do eyeball it throughout your entire watch, and it doesn't move. But it's definitely something. Like it's not a rock formation. It's not like one of the random architecture that litter Khorzaire's sands. But it doesn't move.
Okay. Well, I think Zoaz would point it out to the next watch, but he wouldn't go inspect it.
Okay. Who is next? Who's second?
Me,
Chuman.
Chuman.
Okay. The raptors finally settle down, Chuman, during your watch. And Zoaz points out to you this strange thing in this outcropping to the southeast. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for your watch.
Alright, I need to do the D4.
A 19 is pretty good. So yeah, Chuman, as you disadvantage if you're looking at that thing.
Specifically, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Because it's dark. All right, even better.
Can't stop me.
All right, yeah, 19. Chuman, you do manage to you're used to low light settings. You're used to no light settings, and you're sitting at the edge of this campfire, looking around, making sure nothing creeps up on you. The area is cool and just kind of wisps around you and just kind of like caresses and tickles your face. You do give this thing a hard look, and what seems to be poking out is some kind, it does appear to belong to a humanoid, but it never moves, and you can make out maybe like a knee and a shin, and like an extended finger splayed forearm and hand.
Like along the as if it's holding a rock or something? Or
No,
like the side of the rock?
just palm, big palm, open palm.
Okay.
You see just these two things, but they never move, and they stay like this the entire time.
Okay. If nothing else happens, he'll just relay to Pastiche and Makayla.
Okay.
Alright. Pastiche is gonna prop himself up against the wall, pull out an eyeball, hand it to Mitch, and just have Mitch kinda patrol a circular area around the camp.
Give an eyeball to Mitch.
Yeah.
He needs it. He needs to see.
And that is the magic item Pastiche chose, right? Was the eye?
Now Mitch has 3 eyes.
Okay.
Can't stop him.
You have more than one eyeball, so I didn't know what was going on.
Oh. Yeah, just the one eyeball.
Okay.
Yeah, normal things.
Okay.
Snake, the famous snake move.
All right.
So you take your eye out of your head and give it to the bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking as if this is so normal.
It is.
Okay.
You don't pluck your eye out and give it to Berkeley?
Not.
What kind of pet owner are you?
I mean, Berkeley would just eat it. He's not controlled enough to.
He deserves it. He deserves a treat, and you don't give it to him.
He gets plenty of treats. Don't you worry.
But he needs an eyeball treat. Those are special. Those are a sign of trust.
As a sign of trust, you give your eyeball to Mitch, the owl. Hoot hoot. Mitch gets a regular roll.
Can't stop him. He has 3 eyes now. Alright, you can stop him.
Nice.
Let's go, Mitch.
Mitch is a little distracted by making sure not to drop Master's eyeball. So you do. Let's see. Mitch does a patrol. Mitch finds something questionable. Mitch finds a beast on the ground. A raptor on the ground on its side.
Let's fly over to it, check it out.
Okay. Hoot hoot. Mitch flaps over. So you see through the through the eye. I wonder if there's actually like a limit on range on that. But for now,
It
there
doesn't
isn't.
say anything about one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Mitch kind of like flaps down, and there's a raptor. It's on the ground. It's on its side. It's obviously already a victim of the Curse of Wandering.
Mm.
Like it's got its musculature kind of like peeled back. It's got telltale signs of emaciation, where it just kind of like rapidly happens to someone that gets filled with wanderlust. And also, secondly, obviously, it's already twice dead. There is a large section of its belly that's open. It looks like it's been picked at, made a meal of.
Noted. Mitch will continue his patrol.
Okay. Just looking out for anything, or doing anything specific?
Just looking out for anything.
Okay. Mitch does not find anything else during a regular patrol.
Cool.
Makayla, you and Pastiche are here in this night watch.
Oh, I've been muted again.
Oh.
I think Makayla would, at some point, like, do you see anything through your familiar?
There's no response.
Does Pastiche look like they're like cognizant of their surroundings right now, or are they just like up against the wall, just
They're
kind of
leaning
staring
against
off?
the wall, very vacant.
Okay. It just says, "Oh, I see." Then, focuses on the, I guess, immediate surroundings. Just kind of stares into the fire, I guess.
Okay. The third watch is uneventful, aside from learning that there is a raptor somewhere to the north, whatever. And day comes. You can hit long rest, but you didn't use any resources, so that's fine. So whatever.
Well,
Yeah, we're big chillin'.
I did, so.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. The day comes. The lovely Khorzaire sun rises over the horizon from the west, because this is Khorzaire. Sun rises in the west and sets in the east. And everyone wakes up, looks around. Day is starting to warm up and heat up, and you know that the city of Ituusk lies further east. And as you all saddle up your raptors, and yeah, gather up Korakon, he gets ready to go, and everybody moves on.
Okay.
Ostensibly.
Ostensibly. Assuming nobody chooses to stay behind for some reason.
Makayla walks off into the desert, never to be seen again.
No.
Never to be seen.
Dun dun dun.
Goodbye, Makayla.
Alright, well, and as you settle your raptors and head back towards the east, the music changes to the adventure music again. As you head east towards adventure. And we'll learn what kind of adventure lies further to the east in the lovely city of Ituusk, should you make it that far. Dun dun dun. After after your trek. So 2 days more in the desert, and you'll head to this next city, this kind of like pit stop place. And Zoaz, you know that Ituusk is it's actually extremely poorly defensible. Ituusk is a city that is in a basin. Well, I guess anybody from Khorzaire would know this. Ituusk is a city that's like in a basin, so like you go down to get it instead of so. But it does have an interesting feature, not commonly seen in Khorzaire. It is actually part of an oasis. So it has like a lovely little pool of water and like a little lake, a little oasis action. So knowing that is what awaits you, 2 days travel, top your raptors, and as you all saddle up with the sounds of your raptors pounding through the desert, they make sounds such as such as that.
I'll forever be a fan of these raptor noises.
As they chitter among themselves and guide you all, bear you across the desert. And then that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Okay.